On this edition of Around BCC, holiday shopping season is right around the corner. See how BCC students get the upper hand in exploring seasonal employment opportunities. Are you fluent in both English and Portuguese? If so, BCC has a program that can allow you to benefit from that skill. Students get to see firsthand the effects of driving while intoxicated without taking one sip of alcohol. And BCC students share with us their Thanksgiving traditions. Welcome to Around BCC. I'm Keith Tebow. Midterms are over and we now head into the second half of the fall semester, with the holiday season quickly approaching. That holiday season brings plenty of employment opportunities each year, and the college gets proactive in helping students make some extra cash. Over 20 companies and more than 150 students took part in the college's annual holiday job fair. Each year, the college brings students and employers together in a relaxed environment, with the goal of making it a winning proposition for both students and employers alike. Career counselor Pat Condon says the college holds 3 job fairs a year to the satisfaction of employers and students. She says a key to its success is getting students oriented to what they can expect at a job fair.
We contact all of our faculty, obviously we send out the emails and the posters. We contact all of our students on their Access BCC account so that they know this is happening. And Liz McCarthy, the job placement counselor, and myself will even go into classrooms just for a few minutes and pass out tips and encourage students to attend. Certainly we work very closely. For instance, today we work very closely with the folks from the business program because we actually have a retail program here at BCC, our business management marketing students. So we actually went into those classrooms, spoke with students, just spent 2 or 3 minutes, but it's that personal contact that we feel really gets students excited about coming in. We also have information sessions for students who maybe want to come to the job fair but are a little apprehensive because they've never done anything like this before. And what we encourage them to do is come to Career Services for, it's like a 10-minute express workshop, and we give them information that they need on a job fair, what's expected of them, what employers are looking for, and how they can really impress the employer.
This year's holiday job fair had its share of employers from the retail sector. Jacqueline Bates, Human Resources Officer for Sears at the Swansea Mall, says she expects an increase of 40% in the store's workforce this holiday season. And she says students offer her the flexibility and personality to fill those positions.
The first thing we look for is somebody that's smiling, that's outgoing, that will talk with us. They're asking questions about the kinds of jobs that we have available, what kind of hours are we looking for, what are we paying, very important. I would say those are the things that we definitely look for, and weekend availability.
Also on hand at the job fair were companies that were interested in employees not only for the holiday season, but for the months beyond. Meditech produces software for the medical industry and is expanding into Fall River. Recruiting specialist Greg Clarkin says he uses job fairs to help get the word out about many of Meditech's full-time opportunities.
It's very important that we get out here and find qualified candidates to work for us. We really need to increase our numbers quite a bit. We have about 2,500 employees currently. We're looking to increase that up over 3,000 employees over the next year or two. So it is very important that we get out to these career fairs. We're at a number of these throughout the area, and we're going to keep doing that until we get enough people to really keep up with the demand for our software.
Clarkin says the positions he's looking to fill go beyond the company's letterhead.
A lot of times people see our name Meditech and they think, well, you need a medical background or technical background to work for a company called Meditech. And that's really not the case. We have a number of positions within all different areas, ranging from administrative assistants to more technical roles to positions that are customer service based, traveling positions, marketing, sales, all different areas. And it's such a comprehensive system that we have positions for people with all different backgrounds. So people from all different backgrounds, we certainly recommend that they come apply, take a look at our website, meditech.com, and look at the positions that we have available.
Members of the area's nonprofit community are also looking to fill positions. The May Institute is a social service agency catering to adults and children with mental disorders. They see job fairs as a cost-effective recruitment vehicle. Program Director David Costa says students provide his organization with many possibilities.
Not only is this for people who want to do social services, but this is also for people who want to do management. We're always looking for people who can run a program, do the bookkeeping, do the support services. So we're not limited only to the people who are doing this, the direct care, but doing a lot of the services. And because we're a local social service, we found out that it's a lot of positions that really can work really well if we can get them in for a part-time basis. And for students, we have, like I mentioned, second shift jobs, after school programs, and we'll work with the student. If they change their classes for a semester, we'll work with that.
Costa also contends that his organization can lend to the educational advancements of students looking to enter the social service field.
We get an advantage of it because we see the teachers in the classrooms as kind of an extra supervision for our programs. We get the support of BCC. A lot of times our students, the students here will use their classwork as research, and we'll attach them to a research program, and they'll end up submitting that as a classwork. So in some ways their classwork becomes part of their work, and their work becomes part of the classroom work.
Student Tiffany DiMendonca was interested in some of the retail opportunities at the fair to make some extra cash for the holidays. She says because of the busy schedules of college students, she's grateful the college makes the effort to help her cut down on the legwork of finding a holiday job.
You get more employers in one area that you can sit down and you can actually talk to people there and get to know a little bit about the job instead of just reading it in the newspaper. It gives you a more sense of stability, seeing the person there, knowing that they met you already and that it might give you a better chance of finding something.
Job fairs are just part of what the college offers in terms of career services. Condon says her department can lead students toward their best career path.
The career planning is more for students that maybe don't know what career they want, to do an interest inventory, personality styles test, and get some more information about themselves and the world of work so that they can put it together and make a good career decision. Also a student that maybe has a general idea, I know that I'm interested in business, but what can I do with a degree in business? Or I think I want to be an accountant, but what's the career path and how do I get there? So we more or less help them map it out.
Condon says before graduating, the college prepares students to improve their chances of securing that first professional job.
We have a calendar of events that is listed on our webpage, and we offer workshops for resume writing, interviewing skills, job search techniques. We also do a lot of career exploration workshops. We have a lot of software and interest inventories also that we use for that purpose to help students make the career decision.
The final step for students is to use the college's resources to actually land that first job.
For instance, all the employees that we're here today, many of them have listed jobs on our database, and we actually meet with students and show them how to use the database, give them an orientation session, and then students that are graduating are expected to go through the database and apply for jobs. So that's been very successful too. I believe Liz had over 300 students who were placed last year using the database. So that's really good statistics, so we're very pleased with that.
Students have 2 opportunities to attend job fairs before the end of the academic year. You can find out more about the career services opportunities here at BCC by logging on to the college's website and under the Students section, navigating to After BCC. The diversity of the population in the South Coast gives BCC some unique educational opportunities. Those who are fluent in both English and Portuguese often find themselves translating for those who are not comfortable with the English language. The college now has a program where those who are bilingual can make interpreting a career. As more and more communities grow their immigrant neighborhoods, there's a need to help people become acquainted with American society, specifically when it comes to speaking English. BCC has recognized this by creating a Portuguese-English Community Interpreting Certificate program. Program Director Jose Costa says many people in the program already serve in some role as an interpreter.
We prepare these students to work, okay, in the community. And most of our applicants, most of our students, they already work in settings where the interpreters are needed, like doctors' offices, courts, hospitals, nursing homes. So places like these, public offices, places like these, okay, they are definitely sending and recommending the program to their own employees.
Costa says the program consists of 27 credits, culminating with a 90-hour internship. He adds that even though many students have the ability to interpret, they still need to become proficient in reading, writing, and speaking both English and Portuguese.
We have courses that help those students, given the the nature of most of the applicants. They still need some brush, in the English and the Portuguese. So that's why one of the requirements is the English 11, because it's a certificate, it's a college certificate, and also they have to pass an entrance examination in Portuguese, oral and written, and then they must take two Portuguese courses, which is Portuguese 21, Portuguese for interpreters, and an introduction to the Lusofonia, the literature, Portuguese literature in the world, which is Portuguese 51.
Costa also wants to make clear that even those not fluent in the two languages can still consider applying for the program.
We have some students, definitely some students who don't speak the language, and they come to us and they apply, okay, but they have to start. It's not to take the first course required for the program, but they have to start from a lower Portuguese course that the college offers. So let's say that we have a student who doesn't speak Portuguese at all, so that student must take, okay, the first four courses that the college offers, which is the elementary and intermediate Portuguese, and then go to another, a higher level, and then when he or she becomes fluent, okay, in Portuguese, then that student can apply specifically to the certificate.
Inez Light of Dartmouth says she feels the certificate program offers her a great opportunity.
I love my culture and I love my language, and after I received my bachelor's degree at the University of Massachusetts in Dartmouth 3 years ago, I felt like it was time to come back to school and to do something where I can actually give back to my community directly, and that's the reason why I signed up.
Maria D'Souza lives in Taunton but owns a small business in Fall River. She sees using her education to foster her business interests.
I'm thinking of opening a translating business out of the gift shop, inside a gift shop, because I'm also an accountant and I do income taxes. I deal with a lot of Portuguese people and I love to translate, and if needed to do a per diem or to go and start something for myself interpreting, I would love to do it.
Costa hopes the success of the program will lead to other interpreting opportunities.
What we'd like to do is to expand the program to another language, okay, to Spanish, and also to expand the program to another. I should say, when I said Spanish, I should not take it back, but add Cape Verdean also. I think that there is also a need, okay, for Cape Verdean interpreters. So what we're thinking right now, instead of offering the associate's degree, what we're thinking of is a bilingual certificate, which is in two languages, because in Spanish and Portuguese, because the two languages are very close, and I think some students could very well be interpreters in Portuguese and Spanish.
D'Souza, who was a 1975 BCC graduate, says this program should appeal to other lifelong learners like herself.
The time that I spend in class, I really enjoy. I enjoy the teachers and I enjoy the students, because most of them are a little bit older, or they're just taking this program on the side. And because I'm a little bit older, And I like it. I really enjoy. It's a way of relaxing, and I learn a lot. And I'm always willing to learn. I'll learn till I die.
The Portuguese-English Community Interpreting Certificate is one component of the college's Luso Centro, a Portuguese cultural and educational center created by Professor Costa back in 2003. You can find out more information about the certificate program or Luso Centro by calling the college and asking for extension 2362. There's plenty of data available when it comes to college students and their abuse of alcohol. We don't need studies to tell us that there are far too many automobile accidents where alcohol plays a factor. Exposing the effects of drunken driving were brought to the students of BCC recently in a high-tech, interactive manner. The statistics are always alarming. 3 out of every 10 Americans will be involved in an alcohol-related auto accident. Someone is killed every 30 seconds from a drunk driving crash. And in 2004, that resulted in 203 alcohol-related driving deaths here in Massachusetts. As a way to dissuade people from driving while drunk, the National Save a Life Tour was created. The Save a Life Tour is an interactive driving apparatus which simulates the effects drinking has on driving. Tour representative Chris Guyspeak says the tour travels the country visiting 80 to 90 schools a year.
What they experience is a full car. Everything that you have in a normal car, we put in the simulation. What we do is by keeping them sober, we actually let the car, in a sense, get the delays that your brain would have. When someone drinks alcohol, there's a delay from their eyes to their brain to their motor skills. In the simulation, it's in your gas brake and steering. So when they start driving after a certain time, the delay gets gradual, greater and greater, and they notice that it doesn't respond as much as they want. And then you start seeing them turn the wheel more, hitting the brake and it not stopping right away, and things like that.
The display attracted a good number of students who were interested in simulating the feeling of driving while drunk. Jeffrey Richardson of Attleboro says he makes a point to avoid driving if he plans to drink. He says he was surprised at the sophistication of the simulator.
When I saw the advertisements for it first, I just thought it was the signs that they usually put out trying to deter people, and I actually stopped and read it. I'm like, it should be pretty interesting. If you shouldn't be able to do it, if you can, there's probably a serious problem.
Students had the opportunity to practice with the simulator under, quote, sober conditions at first. Richardson says the experience was as true to life as can be expected.
In a car, you can just see around the car, like you can't see anything else. With this, you're looking at the monitors, and then you can see like floor, and you can see the stuff above the ceiling, so it's a little disorienting, and it's weird having screens instead of actually being able to see real life. It's a little awkward, but it's still pretty dead on.
Simulations aside, the college used the event to provide information to students about how easily alcohol can be abused. The college's Campus Outreach Enhancement Strategies, or CORE program, uses confidential surveys to gauge students' use, or sometimes abuse, of drugs and alcohol. CORE coordinator Jenna Dom says BCC students mirror a national trend when it comes to alcohol abuse.
We have had students come to us and say they've had a family member or a loved one die from a drunk driving accident, but there's really no questions consisting of the drunk driving, but with the high percentage of people that are answering moderate or even just social drinking, because even 2 beers is over the legal limit. So even just having 2 beers at 0.08, if you're small, that's considered drunk driving. You can get arrested. So having the beer goggles and having other educational programs such as this is spreading the word that, even just 2 beers, you can get arrested for drunk driving.
Dom believes that an interactive display like the Save a Life Tour is more effective in explaining the impact of drinking and driving to students than the traditional lecture and leaflet approach.
I'm hoping when they come away from this that they'll, say, wow, I didn't realize this is what I was like when I drink and drive, if I drink and drive. And I didn't believe that, so many people die from drinking and driving. I believe that they're having fun at the same time, but learning about the dangers of drinking and driving. So I believe that they're having a good time and learning at the same time.
Richardson agrees, saying seeing the effects of drunken driving while sober is definitely an eye-opening experience.
it drives it home more that it's not as easy as it sounds. I mean, your vision's still fine, but the reaction time in the machine, it was like, wow, it changes, it makes you think more that your reaction time is actually lessened even though you can still see pretty good.
Dom says efforts like the Save a Life Tour is only a small part of CORE's effort to educate students on the negative effects of alcohol and drug abuse.
Some of the topics that we cover is date rape. Prescription drugs has been really, really high among this age population, actually higher in some places than marijuana. So that was something for the future that we're looking into educating the students more on. Also in the classrooms, we've been doing Core Jeopardy, so we educate them on different topics. So they ask questions, and then they'll say, what is alcohol or what is... So we've been using that. We use alcohol, we use marijuana, what other substance? Cocaine. We use celebrities, ask them questions what celebrities have been drinking and driving or caught, or what happened with them, what they learned from that. So it's been fun. I think there's been a good response with the Core Jeopardy games.
The Save a Life Tour hopes to add more simulator units to meet the demand of reaching more students. Guy Speak says seeing the reaction of students who try the simulator indicates to him that they are making a positive impact on their choices to drink after driving.
The most eye-opening thing for me is, when we're at a school and we got a group of people and we're talking to someone, and you got, let's say 500 people in the gymnasium, and they leave and 100 people stay, and you're talking to 100 people, and at the end of the day, one person comes up, hands you a note, and you read it, and it says, I can't believe this is what it's like. I didn't realize I could, that I had the possibility of losing a friend from drinking and driving, and the sincerity in their, their voice, and they hand it to you. And it's just like, wow, that's what really just eye-opening is that it does affect people, and people do, have a need for something like this.
The CORE program is seeking information from students to get a grasp of the drug and alcohol abuse problem of students here on the South Coast. You can find out more by calling 508-678-2811 and asking for extension 2051. We have a new yet returning segment of Around BCC. The BCC TV Club will be heavily involved during the year in producing a segment for our show, a segment made by students about students. So obviously we call this segment Student to Student. Check it out.
Hi, I'm Kayla Ponce, and you're watching the Student to Student segment. This month, we'll be talking to people about their favorite Thanksgiving traditions. So what are your favorite Thanksgiving traditions?
Well, turkey dinner, family. We usually watch the parade and just spend the day together. It's a good time.
Turkey.
I like my mom's cheesy potatoes and her apple pie. It's so good.
What are your favorite Thanksgiving traditions?
Going out with the family and having the family come over. Depends on what year it is. Some days we go there, some years they come to us.
What do I do on Thanksgiving? It changes each year. Like this year I'm going to go to Nevada to visit my grandmother and spend Thanksgiving with her, but usually we gather at my grandmother's and eat there.
Well, Alex, what's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Usually every Thanksgiving we go to my aunt's house and just have turkey and stuffing and everything.
Every Thanksgiving, I wake up and I watch the Macy's Day Parade, and then I do that for about an hour and a half, and then I get bored with it, and then I go back to bed until my family comes down.
What are your favorite Thanksgiving traditions?
Turkey and family and football and sitting around talking and cooking.
We just usually gather around with the family and eat at the grandmother's house. That's about it.
Turkey, homemade stuffing, usually some type of ham. You name it, we got all kinds of good grub.
What are your favorite Thanksgiving traditions?
I would have to say definitely spending time with my nieces and nephews. Definitely watching them just run around my sister's house and getting into everything, throwing things around before dinner's even served. Dinner is just, whatever's put out there. And I mean, I look forward to the turkey and everything else. And, and I'd say, I don't know. I like spending time with them as much as possible because it's very rare that I get a chance to see them.
Pretty much spending time with family that you really don't get to see
that often.
Do you like the white meat or the dark meat?
White.
White meat.
White.
I prefer white.
I like the dark meat.
Do you incorporate any ethnic foods into your meal?
Only a few. Indian pudding, squash, things like that.
What is your favorite side dish of the whole meal?
I would say my favorite side dish is probably, it's a tough one, probably turnip. I love turnip. I don't know why.
I make a corn casserole, pretty much corn, crackers, and cheddar cheese, and it's damn tasty.
I'd have to say the stuffing. I love stuffing. That's about it.
I think I'd agree with you. What about you?
Potatoes. Potatoes. Yeah, I love potatoes. Yeah.
Squash. Squash.
Well, I like to eat, obviously, but usually like my grandmother will make her different things, my parents will make their different things, and aunts, uncles, whatever. But if I had to pick one, it would definitely have to be like the Portuguese stuffing.
What do you do with your leftovers?
Pretty much take them home, make a pick of myself, you know. Not in reality. I eat like a bird. I eat very little. Doesn't show, but I do.
What I do with the leftovers, I keep them and I eat them the next day.
I eat them. I eat them for like a week and a half after.
What do you do with your leftovers?
Save them for the next day. Make sandwiches.
Yeah, we actually break down the whole turkey and rip it apart and put it all on a big plate, and Grandma takes it home and makes all kinds of turkey soups and pies and different things like that.
Oh, we usually eat them for about a week later. Like turkey sandwiches, turkey soup, turkey anything, turkey pie, whatever. Whatever comes into mind. Whatever they feel like making, pretty much, yeah.
What do you usually do after the meal?
Usually all my aunts and uncles get together and play poker, and it's usually a lot of fun.
We watch the parade in the morning, and then it's football the rest of the afternoon. The big football game.
Well, I'm from Swansea, so they have a Thanksgiving game usually. So I'll go to Case and I'll watch them, and sometimes they'll beat Somerset, sometimes not. But this past year they did, so we're hoping.
We usually play some games afterwards, but every once in a while, every couple Thanksgivings or so, I might pass out on the couch for a little while.
A lot of people start their Christmas shopping the next day. Is that when you guys start?
No, I start mine's actually in October.
I don't do my Christmas shopping till the very last minute. I'm a bad procrastinator.
Oh, I go out the next day and go shopping real early.
No, I'm a last-minute shopper. I don't want to brave the stores on the day after. There's so many people, and I don't need to get in a fist fight at the toy store. Unfortunately, that's how it goes today.
Every once in a while, but that's too much of a zoo for me.
Thanks for watching Around BCC. We'd like to leave you today with excerpts of poetry readings from an event called Voices in Wartime. Voices in Wartime is a book and subsequent television project featuring the experience of war through images and poetry. The event was organized by biology professor G.K. Maravalis. I'm Keith Tebow, and we'll see you next month.
If you're lucky in this life, a window will appear on a battlefield between two armies. And when the soldiers look into the window, they do not see their enemies. They see themselves as children, and they will stop fighting and go home and go to sleep. When they wake up, the land is well again.
Peace fills my heart with friendship, love, and joy. Peace is precious, says this little boy. War is not at all an art, for hearts it does destroy, and with them, peace and love and joy.